Hello and welcome to another unboxing video from Big Orbit Cards. I'm Chris and today we'll be looking at the Amonkhet Deck Builders Toolkit. So yeah, let's see what it says on the back. So the contents are 125 semi-randomized cards. There's 4 15 card booster packs from the recent sets. There's 100 basic lands including 25 full art basics and the deck builder's guide, the reference card, and you get the box for storage, which is always useful. So let's get cracking, shall we? Oh, they really package these well these days. There we go. So that slides out like that. And in there we have the Discover the World of Magic with some things. Not sure we really need that. So the box itself opens out like that. You've got this wonderful piece of cardboard to cushion everything. Let's see what we have here. That'll be the land pack, and these are the semi-randomized cards. And there's the other land pack, and more land, lots of land. So the booster packs we get are from the most recent sets. So there is one Amonkhet pack, there's an Oath of the Gatewatch pack, Kadesh, and Ether Revolt. Why is there an Oath of the Gatewatch pack? That's very strange. And then we've got the guide to Magic, which folds out and just gives you all the details and things. Put it the right way. Like the how to build a deck. Gives you lots of tips. And then on the back you've got the 5 colours, what they kind of associated with, and a colour wheel with nice pictures of all the planeswalkers on them. And don't forget Chandra at the bottom. So I guess let's just get cracking with these. Nice of them to put Evolving Wilds in at least. Always useful. So these are the other semi-randomized cards. Okay. So we have Evolving Wilds. These are all like commons and uncommons basically from the most recent sets. Things that are considered kind of just useful to have for any deck builder. Compulsory Rest is pretty useful, to be honest. Not really going to go into much detail. As you can see, we've got like stuff from the previous block. So Amonkhet, and then like Ether Revolt or Kadesh. If there's anything really useful, I'll stop by. I mean, Manglehorn's useful. Aside from the fact that Felidar Guardian just got banned, so it's not as useful anymore. But it would have been a way to kind of get around the Saheeli Felidar combo, in the sense that, well, all your opponent's artifacts enter tapped, so it just shuts it down. Unlicensed Disintegration's a nice one. It's in plenty of decks floating around at the moment. So destroy target creature, and if you control an artifact, it deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. So 3 damage swing, and they're losing a creature. It's pretty good for 3 mana. It's a useful 1-drop sometimes. Trophy Mage. Lots of Evolving Wilds in this. Festering Mummy's a new fun one, although it's just a goblin that's been zombified. So you have 1 black for a 1/1, and when it dies, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Lord of the Accursed, another good zombie card. So 3 and a black for a 2/3 zombie, and other zombies you control get +1/+1, and you can pay 1 and a black and tap the Lord of the Accursed, and all zombies gain menace until end of turn, so yeah, pretty fun. So that's that pack. You know, honestly, with the commons and uncommons, there's not that much to say really. I don't want to go through every single card. I'm not going to make you sit through that. So, in this pack, there's there's 1 rare for each colour, basically. And these are actually the rares that you get in the Introduction to Magic little 30-card decks that Wizards kind of give out to new players. So the white one is Victory's Herald. So these are all just reprints of very, very old cards that have been around for a long time. So 3 and 3 white for a 4/4 angel. I mean, white's known for its angels, so of course they go with the angel. When it attacks, attacking creatures gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. So a good way to end the game. You got Sphinx of Mogosi, so 3 and 3 blue for a 6/6 Sphinx with flying. And it has 2 and a blue to draw a card, then put a +1/+1 counter on Sphinx of Mogosi. Yeah, pretty solid. Again, these are all like the top end of a deck that you just want to like finish your opponent off with. It's your bomb, basically. Then you got Nightmare, so 5 and a black for a Nightmare horse with flying, and its power and toughness are equal to the number of swamps you control. So the more mana you have, the more powerful Nightmare is. I say mana, I meant land. Shivan Dragon, 4 and 2 red for a 5/5 flying dragon. You can pay 1 red and it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So again, you play it on the following turn. You've already got 6 mana, so you can bump it up to an 11/5 if you really wanted. And then Garrick's Horde, so 5 and 2 green for a 7/7 beast with trample. You play the game with the top card of your library revealed, and you may cast the top card of your library if it's a creature card. So yeah, again, just another game ender. Alright, and then we've got more stuff. So Serra Angel, that's just another kind of solid card that's been around forever. Storm from Pegasus, Avery Mechanic, Fanbearer, Fragmentize. Angler Drake is a useful one. More unlimited than like standard or casual, but it's still a nice bomb card. Like 4 and 2 blue for a 4/4 flying Drake, and when it enters the battlefield, you can bounce a creature to its owner's hand. Nimble Innovator, Steal of Secrets, Negate, just one of the only counter spells in the game at the moment. Wizards don't like counter spells apparently. And they print them in every set, but they just seem to be getting worse. Sengia Vampire is another one that's just like, it's been around forever. So 3 and 2 black for a 4/4 flying vampire. And whenever a creature dealt damage by Sengia Vampire this turn dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So the second ability is actually more difficult to get off than you'd imagine, but still useful. Gifted Aetherborn, it's a solid 2-drop, so 2 black for a 2/3 Death Touch lifelink. Can't complain at that really. Tattered Mummy, 2 of. Painful Lesson. Supernatural Stamina. It's one of the fun new ones. So 1 black for an instant. Until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains when this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. So you can use it to trade up with your opponent's bigger creatures, or just getting that extra 2 damage if you really need it. Raise Dead. It's a nice one. Brazen Scourge. Cathartic Reunion. It's been floating around in quite a few decks I've seen recently, where just because the card draw really, so 1 and a red for a sorcery as an additional cost, discard 2 cards, but you draw 3 cards, so it's replacing itself, and then you're discarding 2 to get 3, but if your hand's not great, it's useful. Fling, another one that's returning, hopefully be able to make some fun decks around it as well. It works well with the card I just mentioned. Let me find it. Supernatural Stamina. So you can fling your creature. So it's 1 and a red for an instant. As an additional cost, sacrifice a creature. And it deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to target creature or player. So you sacrifice a creature, but if you've got Supernatural Stamina on it, it'll be dealing 2 extra damage with fling, and you'll also get your creature back. So you throw your creature at their face and then it returns. It's great. Shock, not the best sort of damage spell, but it's 1 red to deal 2 damage at instant speed, so always useful to have. Blossoming Defense, that's really good in certain decks. 1 green instant speed to give target creature +2/+2 and hexproof until end of turn. So your opponent casts a spell, like to kill one of your creatures, you Blossoming Defense it, gains hexproof. There's no target for the spell anymore. It's great. Greatest Sandworm, another one of the newer cards. So 5 and 2 green for a 7/7 Sandworm. It can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, and the important thing is it has cycling on it. So if you draw it early and don't think you need it, like you don't want to save it, you can just cycle it to get more useful cards. And then on to colourless, so Filigree Familiar. Renegade Map's always useful. So it enters the battlefield tapped, it's 1 mana. And you can sacrifice it to search your library for a basic land. You put it into your hand rather than onto the battlefield, but there's a lot of multicoloured decks floating around at the moment, so having that extra ability to get the right colours into play is useful. You got Night Market Guard and a couple of vehicles at the end, so Renegade Freighter and Iron Tread Crusher. So yeah, I would imagine you can build some solid decks out of that. Like nothing meta-defining, but you know, for casual play. And if you've already, these are designed to be a second purchase, so you buy the Planeswalker packs first, and then you buy the Deck Builder's Toolkit to kind of tinker. So yeah, these are just going to be like the enter tapped dual lands. Yeah, definitely good for deck building. So these are the full art lands. The artwork's really nice on these. They all have the bolus horns, just like somewhere in the picture. I mean, I love that the mountains are just, you know, cities. And it's all the same artwork after that for some reason. And then on to the rest of the land. So for some reason we have Kadesh land instead of the Amonkhet. But you know, you can't complain. You can never have too much land except for when you have too much land. And then finally, just these are the Amonkhet ones actually. So yeah, some nicer artwork than the Kadesh ones in my opinion. Like especially these islands, like they look great. And yep, not much else to see there. Alright, let's get these booster packs open then, shall we? So let's start with the Gatewatch being the oldest of the sets, and let's work backwards. well, or forwards in time. Ancient crab. Just got reprinted in Amonkhet as well. The worst kind of crabs. And Vile Redeemer is the rare. 2 and a green for a 3/3 Eldrazi. Devoid, has no colour. And it has flash, which is always useful. When you cast it, you may pay 1 colourless. If you do, put a 1/1 colourless Eldrazi Scion creature token onto the battlefield for each non-token creature that died under your control this turn. And those tokens have sacrificed this creature and add 1 colourless to your mana pool. Ooh, that's cool. Got the full art land. Zendikar full art land. Let's put the rare to one side. Kadesh next. I just absolutely butchered that pack. So here's hoping for a masterpiece, right? Nimble Innovator, Sky's Will Harry. That is very yellow. Like, don't know if that shows up on the camera, but that's way more yellow than white normally is. Prism. Speedway for Angel, Consulate Surveillance, Speedway Fanatic, and Ovia Pashiri Sage Lifecrafter. Never been able to pronounce that properly. 1 green for a 1/2 legendary Human Artificer. And you can pay 2 and a green, tap it, create a 1/1 colourless servo artifact creature token, or pay 4 and a green to tap it to create an XX colourless construct artifact creature token, where X is the number of creatures you control. So you can create lots of little creatures to then create big creatures. Pretty good. And we've got the servo token at the back. Ether Revolt next. Again, not much to say about the commons or uncommons. Peace Walker Colossus is the rare, so 3 mana for a 6/6 vehicle. You can pay 1 and a white, and another target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until end of turn, and it has crew 4, so it's alright. Ooh, and the Energy Reserve, best card in the pack. Amonkhet next, so those last packs were hoping for masterpieces. This time we're hoping for invocations. So Cartouche of Knowledge, so one of the new types of enchantment. So 1 and a blue to enchant a creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, and the enchanted creature gets +1/+1 of flying. So it's pretty good. It replaces itself and gives a creature flying and +1/+1. Can't complain at that. Brute Strength, Sacred Cat, new mechanic Embalm. So 1 white for a 1/1 cat with lifelink, and it has Embalm. The cost is 1 white. So if this is in your graveyard, you would exile it and create a token that is a copy of this, except it's a white zombie. Yeah. Yasmic Mummy, Giant Spider, Those Who Serve, Scribe of the Mindful, Supernatural Stamina, Sting Shot, Magma Spray, By Force. This is going to be pretty useful if there's still a lot of the kind of Kadesh artifact decks floating around once the new set comes out. So this is X and a red for a sorcery to destroy X target artifacts. So gotta love some artifact hate, right? Cryptic Serpent, Exemplar of Strength, and Anointed Procession. It's interesting enchantment actually. So 3 and a white for an enchantment. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. So this works great with Embalm. So you embalm something, create the token, you get 2 of them instead of the normal 1. It's great with the like sort of infinite artifact decks like Whirler Virtuoso. You pay the 3 energy, you get like double the number of Thopters. It's pretty good. And then planes add the new token, which is you push out these from the card, and you can use them to represent that a card is exerted, embalmed, has -1/-1 counter on it, or a brick counter. So yeah, those are the packs, and that is actually everything out of the box, I believe. So all in all, it's a useful resource really, just to get more cards, because when you're buying packs, you only get 3 uncommons in a pack, and a lot of traditionally, a lot of decks are made mostly out of like uncommons and stuff when you're first starting. Let's just put that there. So it's just useful to have the range of cards really, and especially useful to have... Oops, wrong pile actually. This pile. It's especially useful to have these to begin with. Obviously there are better dual lands than these, but they're all at rare quality, rather than, you know, the common ones, or occasionally uncommon. And just having the ability to have dual lands in the deck, it just makes life so much easier. So yeah, anyway, that's it. So thank you for watching. Remember, all the cards you've seen in the video and all of the others from the Amonkhet set and previous sets can be bought or traded on our website, bigorbitcards.co.uk. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. So thank you for watching, and bye!